Hello, everybody, and welcome in for another episode of Vol Club Confidential. I'm your host, Austin Price of VolQuest.com. The SEC basketball tournament is wrapping up, and we're off to the NCAA tournament now as Tennessee gets set for hopefully a March run. Tennessee baseball is in full swing. That homestand continues to roll on as Tennessee's had a ton of success and gets ready for its first SEC series, that being against Missouri this weekend. Let's bring in Sheridan Gannon of the Volunteer Club. Sheridan, you guys have had these cool, really neat events for Vol Club members. Starting at Kenny Clayton's house, a couple of weeks ago, just kind of take me through, the reception there and how much fun it has been to build a community.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kenny is one of our more dedicated Vol Club members. He has been incredible. He advocates for us on his personal social media. And so he took it upon himself to create a watch party for the Tennessee-Auburn game. So last game of the regular season. He pulled out all the works for his house. He has a pizza oven. He has a smoker. He has it all. He had a bounce house for the kids. So Kenny and his family did the whole thing. They made the menu. They provided everything for us. And we really just helped, spread the word and get some Vol Club members there.
As we head into the NCAA tournament, I know you guys are working on getting a location, to have a Vol Club get together at the site. Mm-hmm. Kind of take, Vol Club members through that, and then kind of working they find out exactly where you all will be at the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. We're hoping to do something similar to what we did for the SEC tournament for the NCAA tournament. So what we'll do is we'll identify probably a local hotel bar or something along those lines, local restaurant in the area that we will then deem kind of the Vol Club like hotspot where we're going to invite all of our members to. So we will send that out through email, through our newsletters, and then of course push on social as well. So definitely follow along if you want to know where that is.
All right. I'm glad we finally got Sheridan on the show. We bumped James out of here, and we may never let Hunter come back. All right. All jokes aside, let's move on to our marquee edition for the show this week, and that's Dante Thornton, Tennessee transfer wide receiver. Dante, you start your career at Oregon. You play a couple of seasons there, and then you just had to go in the transfer portal. Kind of take me through that decision, because you'd had some success there, but what made you want to look around?
I say what made me want to look around. I felt like my talent was put on the shelf. Like my first year was like a learning year. Then I say coming back for my second year, I felt like my role would have been bigger than what it was. And as you can see, like it might have panned out towards the end of the season, but once I got to that point towards the end of the season, I felt like it was already time for me to I was going to hit the portal and then find a new home.
So what made Tennessee the right fit for you?
Looking back at the season, you see like they had like the number one offense, especially with the passing. So I felt like coming into an offense where they established themselves, like with throwing the ball a lot, with having a quarterback that's coming back and he knows the whole offense, it was like the best spot for me.
You get in here and you're going through these workouts and you're doing all these player-driven things, and you're catching balls from Joe, catching balls from Nico. Kind of take me through what you've seen thus far. Just getting to dabble a little bit with it.
I definitely say Joe has like the strongest arm I've seen by any quarterback that I've played with.
Yeah.
And then Nico was like up and coming younger Joe, because he had a strong arm too. So I feel like they're both two great quarterbacks though.
Brew had, obviously done a little bit at USC, but then had a really nice first year here. How much have you talked to him about kind of adapting, from the Pac-12 to the SEC?
So I actually talked to Brew a lot. Like when I first got here, we have like our, I guess you could say like big brother groups, and I was paired with Brew when I first got here. So me and Brew always talk a lot about the transition of how things felt for me coming from Oregon and then being here, and then also his transition from coming from USC to come here.
How has the transition been thus far?
I said it's been a great transition. I feel like I meshed with the team very well, so it's been good for me.
Who have you really jived with? Who have you gelled with since you got to campus?
I say the people I be with the most, Omar Norman Lott, and then John Campbell. Yeah, I say they're the close people I'm with, and then of course Joe.
All three transfers.
Exactly.
What do you like about those two guys?
It's just like we instantly clicked. Like I don't know what it really was. Like with Omar, we both wanted to visit at the same time, so we had we started our relationship then. And then with John, we instantly clicked. Like we started playing the game once I committed and he announced that he was coming here. We started to grow our relationship before we got here, and then once we got here, it stayed the same.
Let's go back to when you were a child. Kind of take me through to Tennessee fans. What was your childhood like? What did you enjoy doing when you were a kid? Were you spending time with your mom, your grandma, your dad, your grandfather? Who did you grow up hanging out with?
Growing up, I'm very like family oriented, so I say I grew up around like my mom's side of the family, like me and my brothers. I got two brothers and 2 sisters, but I live with one of my younger brothers and my 2 younger sisters, and then I have a lot of cousins. So like we always would go to my grandmother's house, go to church, and then on the weekends we'd be over there. So I guess you say I'd be around my family, my mother's side the most. Yeah, I definitely around my mother's side.
Everybody knows I'm a sucker for grandmas, especially grandma's cooking.
Exactly.
What favorite meal that she made? If you went back home right now and said, "Hey, I make my go-to," what is that?
I'm gonna get fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, greens, and then banana pudding.
Oh boy, you fit in right down here. You might end up with about some extended grandmas.
Nah, I wish. I hope so. I need all the food I can get.
What kind of take me through? When did you realize college football and potentially, and I know you hope pro football was going to be a realistic option? Do you remember a point in time where you're like, I'm actually going to play in college?
I say when I started getting a lot of offers, I say that's when I felt like going to college and playing there at a high level was really be like a big option for me.
What do you feel like you do well? If people that haven't watched your film, haven't watched an Oregon game, haven't watched your huddle from high school, how would you describe your game?
I say I do very well with stretching the field, and then being a matchup problem where though I could play at any wide receiver position on the field, if that's slot or outside receiver. So I feel like that makes it hard for people to guard me.
You're a taller slot.
Yeah.
Is that kind of where you feel like the mismatch comes from? Because you've got speed, obviously, but Jalen was 6 foot, 6.5 feet, and you're what, 6'4"?
6'5", actually.
6'5".
So yeah, I definitely say like the mismatch comes with my height and then being able to move with that same speed as a short person.
The slot, it really pays dividends in this offense.
Yeah,
is when you watch film as you head into spring practice next week, does it kind of get you excited to, kind of see where this goes?
Oh, yeah, it really does get me excited. Like, every day, like, since when I first got down here, every day I was watching, like, different games to see how I would look in the offense. And I just look at like, damn, I know for sure that I could be out there doing that.
Did you just watch the Alabama game on loop?
Oh, man. I watched that game, and then the Pitt game, I watched that a lot, too.
Pitt game?
Mm-hmm.
For you like the red zone stuff to use your height? You feel like jump balls? Is that a thing for you?
I say that jump balls, like personally, yeah, I say jump balls, but if you can see from like my past 2 years like playing, most of my plays come from like running the deep routes, like deep posts and go balls. So I say basically attacking deep downfield.
Maryland guy growing up, Ravens guy?
Yeah, growing up I was a Ravens guy. I don't have a favorite team now.
No favorite team now? Nah. So if you're telling me the Ravens drafted you, wouldn't be a little extra special?
It would feel special because that's the home team.
Sure it would.
Yeah.
What players did you grow up wanting to emulate? Was it just straight receivers, or did you just enjoy watching football?
No, I'd say it was definitely more so receivers, and I'd say like the first dude I always stood up to was Megatron, Calvin Johnson. Of course, a lot of big receivers look up to him because he's one of the greatest to do it. And then as the years went on, I'd say Julio Jones. I say I emulated my game after him a lot, like through the years of me playing.
How much do you watch just film of those top players, like just straight Julio clips, straight, I say I definitely watch it a lot, especially like when it gets to end season and stuff like that. I watch like everything that I see myself doing, I watch it and see how they do it so I can perfect it in myself. Favorite routes, what?
Big post.
So you like going up top?
Yeah. Definitely.
Take the top off.
Yep.
Most underrated route is what?
Screen.
Got to have people that block, though. Although Brew's a big guy, he can block.
Exactly. All I need is like one block.
Did you tell Brew you need him to block for you?
I tell him that every time. All I need is one.
I'm sure he wants you to block for him.
Oh, yeah, I like blocking. I ain't going to say I like blocking. I had to do it so much at Oregon, so it became something that I had to like become used to doing.
Sure.
So I don't have a problem with blocking at all.
Best thing about Oregon was what? What as far as like the topography, the area, all that, like what did you enjoy about being out there in the Pacific Northwest?
Nice it looked. Like it was very green. So like I guess you say like the nature part of it was the best part about it. I just ain't like how much it rained.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
What have you learned to like about Knoxville in your 2 months here? The food.
Yeah.
Where at?
It's a lot, just in general. Like it's way more food options here than it was in Oregon. So it gives me like a more of a variety.
What's your go-to though?
Right now, I say my go-to is cookout. Yeah, I go to cookout a lot.
a fast food place can't be your go-to.
Sorry, it is though. Sad to say.
I meant more like local places. Have you found local places?
I haven't really found too many local places yet.
Oh, we got to get you out there then.
Definitely.
I'm surprised Omar Norman Lott's not got you on that. He just seems like he's ready to eat at all times.
Hey man, I'm fast food. I need my food right away.
What's your goal this spring? Like, what's realistic? You know, I mean, Coach Heupel's going to sit there and nobody's locking down a starting spot in the spring. We're competing, blah, blah, blah. But for you, what do you want to accomplish over those 15 practices?
I say try to be 100% confident in my plan, like with any position on the field with receiver, with that being slot or outside receiver.
What receivers have impressed you to this point since you've gotten here?
The number one receiver that has impressed me would be Squirrel. Yeah, I'd say Squirrel. And on film, he looked fast, but in person, he even faster. So I was like, I'd definitely say Squirrel has impressed me a lot.
Who's winning that race, Dante?
Me. I'm going to think myself anytime. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's going to beat me in a race.
Longer stride?
Yeah. I'd say it'd be close, though. It'd definitely be close. But I'm going to win.
When you were a kid, did you go out much, like deep sea fishing stuff up there in Maryland?
Nah, I didn't.
Stayed inland?
Yeah. It was just football.
Just football?
Yeah, that's it.
No other hobbies?
Playing a video game, playing football. That's it.
What video game?
I'm not too big on the sports games because I'm bad at them. So I play like Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto.
See, I can appreciate anybody that can admit I'm not good at something.
Oh, yeah, I know I ain't good at them sports
It's like
games.
going to the restaurant, you say, hey, what's good on the menu? And they say everything. No, not everything.
Exactly.
There's got to be something on here that's not that good.
Right.
I appreciate the waiter that says, yeah, it's not that good. Okay. I appreciate that you can just be honest with that.
Yeah.
So Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto, yeah, my go-tos.
I understand that. I get it. If you play a sports game, what is it you're playing?
If I'm playing by myself, I'm going to play 2K. But if I'm playing like against somebody, I'm going to play Madden. Yeah, I play Madden.
Every kid I have out here, Jordan or LeBron.
See, I'm going to say Kobe.
Oh, I'm good with that.
Yeah, Kobe.
Got no problem with that. If you had to pick Jordan or LeBron.
LeBron, because I actually watch him play.
Yeah, I understand. It's recency bias. You see him every...
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. Best receiver of all time. Is it Jerry Rice, or is there someone else in your mind?
Randy Moss.
Best pure talent. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I'm saying Randy Moss.
Randy Moss, who took a visit to Tennessee
Hey.
back in the 90s. Peyton Manning hosted him.
See, I would have never knew that.
You know what he did on his official visit?
Nah.
He went to the T-Rex and went swimming. And jumped off the diving board over and over.
Yeah, you won't see me doing that.
Over again. You're not jumping off the diving board?
Nah. I walk in the short side, though. I ain't going to jump in, though. Nah, that ain't me.
How much have you watched clips in Neyland Stadium and got a feel for the crowd? Is that something that you're most kind of geeked to do this fall?
I definitely say that's one of the biggest things I'm excited about. One thing that like threw me off that I didn't notice at first is if you watch any game, whenever Brew catch a ball, they all yell, Brew. I want them to do that for me. But say like something else like MACC or something like that.
MACC?
Yeah, something like that. They need but my own thing. So whatever it is, I need them to do that.
Fans, you've been challenged. We just got to come up with something better than MACC, though.
What's wrong with MACC?
What is that?
That's my name.
Big MACC? Where does that come from?
High school.
What does it stand for, though?
It stands for Murder Any Corner or Competition. And then I had number 11 in high school that was attached with it.
I told you you need to be number 11 here. You want number 1. A lot of 11s have had success at Tennessee, though. But I know you don't want to do it right off jail, and I get it. But Joey Kent, Justin Hunter, several guys have went over 1,000 yards in that number 11.
Right. Hey, man. If I can't get one, 11 might be an option for sure.
It'll make you look even taller.
Hey, man.
You'd be like 6'9" in the 11. You think people were surprised? You walked through when we did the coordinator's press conference a few weeks ago, and Brent Hubbs goes, "Who is that?" And I said, "It's Dante Thornton." And he goes, "Geez, he is big." And I said, "Yeah, I know." I mean, like, do you think people are surprised at your size? I know you're not. You're you.
I would
but
say that people are surprised by my size when they see me in person. Definitely.
Like when you got on the visit here and you got around Kelsey Pope and Josh Heupel, do you think they were like, "He's a lot bigger"? Than I thought?
Coach Hype said it himself. He said I was way bigger in person than he thought I would have been. Yeah, I feel like I shock a lot of people when they see me in person.
How much with the NFL Combine going on here recently? How much have you watched much of that?
Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing. Yeah,
just the receivers or just everything?
All of them. From the first day to the last day.
Best part about it's what?
I say, in my opinion, the best part is the 40, just to see how fast everyone is,
Sure.
especially when you look at the receivers.
The receivers, though, they had a lot slower times
Yeah, I
compared
know.
to the
Yeah.
like D linemen.
I saw. Yeah.
Think something's funny about that. You seen the
I
picture?
feel like the time was delayed.
Have you seen the pictures on Twitter of Darnell Washington at Georgia and how he's taller than the guy, even though the guy was listed at an inch taller than him?
See, I seen him in person, so I already
Darnell's
know.
a big dude.
Yeah.
Favorite recruit from your recruiting class, not named Dante Thornton, was who? Who did you enjoy kind of watching, seeing, meeting?
Troy Franklin. We was roommates at Oregon. And we played the same position, and he was like a dude that was ranked over me. And like of course, like being a person who wants to be the best and number one person, when you see someone that's ranked over you, like somewhat have like some envy between y'all. So like at first it was like that, but until I met him, yeah, we had like going a great relationship. So I say I'd definitely be him, or there's gonna be a lot of people from Oregon, but I say Scoop David. He's a safety at Oregon.
By the way, let's go back to this whole MACC thing. I mean, I think it's just natural. We got to get you an NIL deal with McDonald's.
Exactly.
I mean,
I need the Big Mac deal. I was waiting for somebody to say that. I need it.
I mean, like Big Mac. I'm still not sure that that's real conducive to chanting at Neyland Stadium. Like Brew just kind of rolls because it sounds like a booing.
Exactly. But now back to that. We need the Big Mac deal. We need that. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but we need it. Definitely.
Is that your go-to hamburger?
At McDonald's, definitely. I stopped eating it because I was trying to like get my body together. But if I went to McDonald's, I'm getting a Big Mac all right.
6'5", what do you weigh right now?
205 pounds.
What did you weigh when you got here? About the same?
About the same, yeah. Honestly, I like put on more muscle than I had before because I lost weight and then regained it. But yeah, I definitely say I'm about, like the same weight.
When you were thinking about where to go, who was it you leaned on for the decision, or was it just you? You made the decision. That was it.
My family. I say like my family played a big part in it because like each visit I took a different member from my family. So like as we sat down and like talked about it, everybody else had a part that they can put into it, and not just me.
Who was for Tennessee? Who visited that weekend that you came
Tennessee was my dad and my youngest brother. Yeah.
How old is the youngest brother?
He is 11, I think. Yeah.
Is he gonna be as good as you?
I hope so. Hope he's better than me. Yeah, hope he better.
Do you kind of relish the chance to be big brother?
Oh yeah, I love being a big brother because I know for sure that I got a reason to keep going.
What's the biggest kind of thing you can teach him at this point, do you think? Just how you treat people?
Yeah, I definitely say that. Because no matter, like, what you go through each day, you don't know what else somebody else is going through. So you should always treat people, like, nice. Especially if they gave you no reason not to be nice to them. So, yeah, I definitely say, like, how to treat people.
In this league, a lot of cool atmospheres. Coming up next year, you'll play a game at Alabama, and you'll play a game at Florida. Is that something you look forward to, being able to go on? Do you like those road game atmospheres? Where's the best place you played in the
the
Pac-12?
I played in, in the Pac-12?
Yeah.
I say the Rose Bowl, but it wasn't packed out, but it was like just being in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, UCLA never packs it out.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. But yeah, I definitely say UCLA was like the best one I've seen. But like overall, since I've been in college, I say Ohio State. My freshman year, we played now.
Yeah, the shoe.
Yeah, that was crazy.
How was Oregon State? How was the Civil War?
My first year we played them home. It was good. Second year, like last year we played them there. It was crazy. Like they were doing construction in their stadium, so they had outside line blocked off with like wooden walls. So like all the noise would bounce back to us, so it was extra loud. And they always play like a chainsaw at third down. It's annoying. Yeah, it's annoying.
Well, I'm sure there'll be some stadium that does something annoying here, especially that guy at Kentucky this year. Every time they get a first down, it's the worst. What did you know about Tennessee coming out of high school? And then when this came about, what did you quickly learn about Tennessee? You know what I mean? What were your notions coming in? Most recruits come in, they think Tennessee's a cow field. They don't think that Knoxville's a city. Then they're blown away by that it's actually a city over here and not, just
coming out of high school, Tennessee weren't good.
Correct.
They were losing, so I was like, I don't really know too much if I want to be there. But then like coming out of the portal, you see him as like the number one passing offense. So that was very like intriguing.
What did you learn about Tennessee football when you got here?
I say like the brotherhood and like the family atmosphere that they have here is like bigger than you would think it would be. Like you would think it'd be a lot of egos, but it's not. Like everybody's all together.
So close knit unit, tight knit unit, good
Yeah,
chemistry. Do you feel like, do you find that to be more rare than normal? Do you think most schools have good team chemistry, or do you think that that's something that is just kind of part of the culture?
I feel like that's something that has to be developed over time. Especially like if, say for example, you go to a team, y'all have a new coaching change, the culture is going to change like with that new staff coming in. So I guess you could say that's something that's like developed over time with the program.
Who's someone that's impressed you inside the football program that's not a receiver and not one of your buddies? You can't name Omar Norman Lott or John Campbell. Somebody that in a workout that catches your eye, or at a team activity or in a team meeting, doesn't care to speak up and talk and gives good ideas.
I say Elijah Simmons, D-line.
Yeah.
He sing a lot.
He sings a lot.
But
yes.
he know how to sing, though.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So I say that's... And we right next to each other, so every morning he in there singing.
Was he singing? Do you sing with him?
I try to sing, but he sings so good it messed my singing up. I just listen. And he be just like randomly singing different lyrics. I don't even know what he's singing, though. It sound good, though. Definitely sound good. He could be like a gospel singer.
What kind of music you like to listen to?
I say I listen to a lot of different music. It just depends on my mood. But I say I listen to a lot of like hip hop, rap, R&B music. It all depends.
Who's your go-to?
That's another one of those things where it depends on how I feel. I say if I'm gonna go to rap, I'm gonna say Young Boy, NBA Young Boy. But if I'm more of like a mellow mood, I say like Giveon or Summer Walker or SZA, something like that.
Favorite one of your tattoos?
My favorite tattoo? Oh, it's my most recent tattoo. I got a Joker tattoo on my right calf. It says "Why So Serious," and he's like holding up the Joker card in front of his eye. It's my favorite tattoo because that's the first tattoo I ever wanted, and I just got it, and I have like 10 tattoos or something like that. So I say that's my favorite one for sure.
That's the one you've always wanted, though.
Yeah, I always wanted it.
So you like the Joker, or you like Batman, or
Joker.
you like both?
Joker for sure.
I'm a Batman guy.
He ain't got no superpower though. He regular.
It's okay. What superpowers does the Joker have?
Hey, we ain't talking about the Joker right now. We're talking about Batman. Batman regular.
Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. If you could pick one, who and why?
Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. I say Spider-Man.
You know what? I've asked that question to kids for years, doing things for our high school stuff here in town or whatever. And Spider-Man is by far and away the one they always pick.
Yeah, he shoot webs.
But you would think you'd pick Superman because he's almost basically invincible outside of kryptonite. But I mean, like I'm telling you, man, Spider-Man gets a ton of love.
Yeah, I say Spider-Man for sure.
For that very reason, for ability to shoot webs. You're a bowler.
Oh yeah, bowling. That's my thing. That's a hobby right there. My ex coach hype about me in bowling.
That's right. You waxed him in bowling on your official visit. Mm-hmm. I remember this. We had
first person to beat him
when we did that whole fireside chat over there at the hotel.
Yep.
You were bragging about that.
Yeah, he ain't gonna ever. Yeah.
What's your best score?
Whatever my score was that day was my best score. I don't remember the exact number.
So you've never bowled better than with Coach Heupel. Yep. That's when you knew. It wasn't actually when Joe threw that seed to brew at the Orange Bowl. It was when you beat Coach Heupel in the bowling.
Definitely when I beat Coach Heupel.
He said you had to use the bumpers, though, like the little kids do.
Nope. We on the same line. Same lane.
I'm playing. He didn't say that. Hard shell or soft shell crabs?
Hard shell? Yeah, hard shell.
You a baseball guy?
Nah, not really.
So
I heard our baseball team good.
So the Orioles? Yeah, the baseball team is good here.
I ain't too big on baseball, but I heard our baseball team good here. So I would go to a game.
What about NBA? I mean, Maryland's kind of that no man's land for NBA teams.
I'm a Lakers fan.
Lakers? That's why you're the Kobe guy.
Yep.
I understand. I get you. Most competitive teammate you've found here in Knoxville's who?
Joe. It's Joe, for sure.
Give me an example. I
try to race Joe every day. And he's going to and Joe fast.
He is deceptively
Joe
fast.
Yeah. But I say, yeah, it's definitely Joe. Yeah.
A bunch of those young kids came in at midterm. Who's impressed you most out of those?
So I haven't really done much with the younger guys because they have their own like a separate lift group.
Sure.
So I don't know. I guess I'd say Nate Leacock.
Yeah, Nate Leacock.
Because he's always trying to get better. I definitely like he's very engaged, like going back in extra work and getting catches, watching film, going over plays. So I definitely say that's one person.
What about the transfers?
You said who I'm impressed with?
Yeah, who's caught your eye?
Omar.
He just seems like he's a guy that has a motor that doesn't stop.
He's a workhorse. He works out every single day.
That's what I was going to say. Like he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he just seems like he just does not stop.
Yeah, the weekends are off days, and he's in there every single day, even Sundays. So yeah, he definitely him.
What have you learned to like about Coach Kelsey Pope?
He cared about his players, like more than just football. Like on a personal level, he really cared about his players.
What's he taught you thus far?
I say something like most people talk about football. I say something they taught me from like a non-football aspect of life would be that like it's okay not to be okay. Like when you have days or bad days like that, it's okay to feel like that, and that he's always going to be there when you have those days. So I guess you like that father figure that's like not your actual dad, but he's that figure that you can have.
You a big jersey guy? Like different? I mean, you come from Oregon, so you have 57 different combinations out there. Not as many here, but more than most. So, out of Tennessee's jerseys collection,
All black.
All black.
For sure, all black. Yeah.
So that when you took the official visit, that was the uniform you picked out. Which is the one you don't like the most?
I say the orange.
Orange helmets.
Orange jersey.
Orange jerseys. The traditional.
Yeah, it's too bland. But of course, you see, I just came from Oregon, so it's different.
Sure, I get it.
Right.
I get it. What's the one thing that you hope fans see this fall from Dante Thornton?
That I'm more than just a football player. Like you'll see, like I have a YouTube channel and stuff like that starting up, so I'm gonna have more things going than just football. So that's another way for fans to engage with me off the field and stuff like that.
Do you want to be approachable out in public?
Oh yeah, I definitely want to be approachable. Yeah, I want fans to be able to walk up to me and ask to take a picture or ask for an autograph and things like that. I don't want them to feel like they can't say anything to me in public because I won't respond to them. I act Hollywood or anything like that. Nah, I wouldn't be like that.
Well, don't worry about it. You'll be taking plenty of pictures this fall.
Man, hey man, I'm here for it.
Signing autographs, being a good role model for your younger brother.
Gotta be.
All right, that's it with Big Mac, Dante Thornton. McDonald's needs to get him the NIL deal.
McDonald's, I need it. I'm dead serious. I need that.
The sales pitch is on. We got to figure out something for fans to say when you catch the ball. Mac. I'm not sure that's...
you hear that? No, I can't steal that. That's brutal. So.
Yeah, you got to come up with something else.
No, we're going to figure that out when that time comes.
Like I don't know, like a gesture, and they can gesture back. I don't know, like some kind of... I don't know. We got to figure that out.
We're going to figure that out for sure.
All right. Whether he's at number 1, number 11, or something else. This guy right here is poised to have a huge, huge fall, and it all starts coming up next week with the start of spring practice.